To make his fortune, Dodge Connolly needed a star. To make her name,
Nice hat.
Lexi Littleton needed a story.
So you're a sports writer.
Why not?
Hey, what's a girl doing in the press box?
Certain jobs are always going to be done by men.
Big strapping man?
Now,
Well, you know, Lexi Littleton, she's pretty beautifully written and sort of literally served up on a platter for me. So it was pretty clear who she was immediately to me. So there wasn't a lot that went into it in terms of interpretation. George, instead of rehearsing so much, we discussed the scenes to make sure that we were on the same page. And he showed me some of those films because I am completely illiterate when it comes to cinema history. And while this fellow over here is probably an A to Z dictionary thesaurus. Yeah, no, it's pretty true. The guy's a cinephile, so he showed me some of his favorites from that period so that I would understand the importance of the delivery, the pace of the delivery of the lines, and that elevated sort of energy that the actors have to have, or that the characters rather have to have. Working with this guy.
Easy, be nice.
How much money you got?
The dollar's not worth what it used to be.
I'm only taking euros.
Exactly.
It was okay. No, actually, you know what? It was really an interesting exercise, honestly, because I'm a fan of the man as a filmmaker. I think he makes extraordinary choices as a filmmaker, and I had no idea that he was going to be as good at it his third time out. I know he's going to make a good film. I'm a big fan. I love the first two films that he made. I thought they were interesting and courageous and just different. Didn't expect these things, and pretty accomplished there, buddy. Nicely stylized, And as an actor, he's crap. But we got through it. No. I've been a goofy fan of his for years, and before I knew him, I'd wanted to work with him. So here we go.
Plays when the guy doesn't make a play.
Oh, were you making a play?
selves competing
The real story is the matchup between the Bullet and teammate Dodge Connolly.
over the one woman who can put them in their place.
The only thing you hate worse than a guy making a play is when a guy doesn't make a play.
They're night and day. Actors, when you're acting in a film, you're part of the mechanics of it, and the director has a lot more control over all those mechanics. It's sort of, you get to play with all the toys when you're the director. You get to play with music, you get to play with actors, you get to play with sound, you get to play with camera. Actors in general really are one of those elements, and I've been both in those pieces, and they're equally as artistic and equally as challenging, but very, very different things. You get, directing just, it's a year and a half out of your life. You're working a lot longer on it. When you're acting in a film, there's 3 months of that, and then a month of this, wandering around.
Yeah.
But so there's a bit of a difference between them. Modern would be like 1970. I had not thought of the fact that I'd done a lot of period pieces until someone sort of pointed it out on this last trip. I suppose I like the idea of things in the past. It's easier to frame them sometimes. In particular, political films, they seem to have a better resonance when you can use them over a historical period of time. But yeah, modern to me would probably be not nearly as fun as the past. So modern to me is usually I stay away from it as much as possible.
You hate worse than a guy making a play is when a guy doesn't make a play.
Oh, were you making a play? I hadn't realized.
What are you doing for dinner?
And the game is on.
We like the idea of things before they were so commercialized. I mean, I grew up as a fan of sports, and they were less produced than they are now. It's probably why we like college basketball so much and why it's so popular is because they're not playing for money, they're playing for their team. And that's why it's so exciting. I'm a fan of sports, though. I like them. But yeah, probably nostalgic for lack of, for things being less commercial, as we stand here on our world tour of our film.
Brought to you by.
Exactly. Here to you by Paramount.
George Clooney, Renee Zellweger.
You're substituting my bosoms.
I don't know. You know, I never thought about it.
Are you going to make up an opinion that you've never had before?
I'll
right
make up
now?
an opinion that
Make
I've
one
never
up.
had before.
Right, you've never had.
Not really. Sure. But why not? It's probably a good thing to do. I also just think, you know, I think things are funny.
Yeah, it's just who you
But
are.
maybe it is distance. I hadn't thought about it.
Do you need a couch?
I might have to lay down for a minute.
Did you kiss her?
Yeah, I kissed her.
Okay, well, we can go outside.
He's a little drunk.
Drunk?
Really? Because your sleeve's on fire.
Really?
Leatherheads.
Stay away from my right knee.
Watch my left shoulder.
Also my right hindquarter.
Well, you wouldn't punch me in the back, would you?
No, never. Let's just go for the face.